All right, we know about 13th Colony's super allocated stuff. What about their everyday bourbons and ryes? Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we're going to review not one, but two. We're going to 13th Colony Bourbon and the 13th Colony Rye.
So finally, they've kind of hit our area a little bit.
Yeah.
Still not like the easiest bottle to find.
No, they're not. To me, they're a lot like Redwood Empire. Like you can find maybe...
Oh, they're way harder to find than Redwood Empire.
That's probably true, but Redwood Empire to me is still hard to find.
I mean, I think only like Kroger... I mean, that's the only big boy that's carrying them, but not every store carries them. And then there's some boutique kind of stores, like, you know, I say boutique, just like one-offs that are, they have some more unique stuff. Just South Suburban, they'll carry it. Yeah. Westport will, a couple other random spots.
Does the Blind Pig carry it? It probably do.
That's your part of the
I know, but I don't ever go in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is 13th Colony. This is the Bourbon and the Rye. They're both 95 proof. I believe from looking them up, they're at least both 4 years old. Don't know the mash bill, and I think they're both around like $56.
Yeah. 60, $65, you'll probably get it in your hands.
I mean, I would hope it was 56.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like with tax and, you know, out the door, give or take
ish.
Give or take the place where you buy it from.
Which one? Bourbon, Rye?
Bourbon.
So this is bourbon?
Bourbon.
Okay, fair enough.
I try to do like bourbon, rye.
No.
Bourbon,
okay.
rye. I mean, I wasn't
here when
I try to be a good co-host. Like, that's what I try to do.
Hey, Dan, you are.
Doesn't always happen, but, you know, I think that's...
Put in your comments below, by the way. Let us know if 13th Colony's in your all's area and what you've got in your hands on. Or single barrels. Like, we still haven't really gotten single barrels in our area yet.
No.
And then, like, we had the whole chase and hunt where we were looking for the 15th anniversary.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. That way you can stay informed when we have new videos out.
Wow.
Huh.
By the way, I have not tried this. You haven't had either one of these, right?
No.
So I poured out some samples, gave them out to people, and I probably had them open for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer than that. But I know we had these whenever we reviewed the 15th anniversary first.
This has like a fresh cut oak tree, like oak tree smell to it. Like it's very feels like somebody went and took a chainsaw and cut down a tree, and that's the smell that I get.
So I was gonna say, like, there is a little bit of a greenery note. There's also like a fresh like grapevine, like with grapes.
Yeah.
Green grapes, not the purple kind.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like an artificial sugar note.
Yep. It's interesting.
There is kind of like a fresh cut wood note too.
That's what I'm saying. Like it feels like.
Speaking from somebody who had to cut down part of my neighbor's tree who is in my yard, who, if he's watching this or if she's watching it, tough, because I'm so sick of that tree. I'm so sick of that tree.
Yeah.
It touches our garage, it gets bugs in there. I'm so over it. Put in your comments below if you have a bad neighbor. Let's hear a story. Would love to. Yeah. I mean, really, the more you kind of nose on that, it's not even like in a bad way.
Mm-mm.
It's really not, because there is like some young like oak.
No, I don't think
oak
it's
notes
in a bad
or wood
way.
notes, but it's not in a bad way.
I don't even think that it feels young. It just feels fresh cut. To me, that's the thing that stands out, is that it feels fresh cut.
There's a cherry Kool-Aid note. Not so much like the actual Kool-Aid's mixed with water, but like the powder. Like if you just kind of stuck a finger in the powder and licked it.
Yep.
Got oak,
caramel.
Little bit of like a vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ooh, vanilla ice cream with like a cherry sauce kind of on top there.
Not much of a finish. I think the sweetness carries on to the finish. I think it doesn't really change much at all from the palate.
Yeah, there really is just a very consistent, long sweetness note. Like it's just like throughout the entire time.
But the finish is, I mean, there's not much air. And again, you're talking 95 proof. So
yeah, there's really. I agree. There's a little bit of like sweet oak on the backside of that, but outside of that, there's not a ton on that finish. There is a strong cherry. I'll take it back. There is a cherry note that stays with you throughout the nose, in the palate. It's not like a medicinal cherry.
No, definitely not medicinal.
So
right.
I think that's really good though.
It's good.
The bourbon's solid through and through.
Yeah,
I would buy that. I have no regrets about spending $56-ish on that.
Ish bucks. The good old ish bucks. All right, now on to the.
Now the rye, I'm actually super excited for. So everybody.
I mean, gosh, it's such a stark difference.
So everybody who I talk to, who's either done picks with them, or who has been on picks at the distillery, has all said the same thing, that all of the ryes that they've tried are better than the bourbons. Like everybody loves these ryes. So I am super excited for that as a rye person, especially after just trying that, because I think that's
and
excellent.
that rye, like there is a distinct rye bread smell on that. I mean, like I'm having what's the sandwich?
A Reuben?
A Reuben, yes. Man, that's the thing that stands out to me.
It's not quite a dusty NGP kind of rye note, but there is kind of that note that's sitting there on that nose, which that kind of takes me back a little bit. I don't get a ton of rye, like rye bread.
That's what really gets me, is that rye, like just the.
There is
the
like
yeasty, bready.
I was gonna say there's a little bit of like a bread note, like a muffin note on there, it's almost like a black raspberry kind of muffin note, which I don't even know if that's a thing.
I've never had a black raspberry muffin, but listen, you never can tell what's there.
Char for days, which I love.
Yeah.
A little bit of mint, a little bit of spearmint.
I was going to tell you.
I was going to say like spearmint gum.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say there's a little bit of mint on there, but not crazy mint.
No, it's just there. It's like enough to like, this is definitely a rye.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a hint of a fresh grass smell, like a dew on a grass smell. Bruzel's going to have a field day with that.
That didn't drink like how I thought it was going to.
No, not at all. I totally agree with that. I think,
Sweet spice screams on the palate to me. Just a ton of rye spice, ton of baking spice on there. A little bit of oak.
Just a little bit.
Some cinnamon. Kind of comes off like, to me, like makes me kind of feel like I'm in the fall / Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the finish, there's a little bit like some of that spice and some of that sweetness kind of still lingers there. A little bit of like a menthol note too. Like not like a menthol cigarette. I don't really know how to describe that, but a little bit of that also sitting on there. Maybe more of a spearmint on the finish.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. That palate comes off so much traditional rye. I didn't see that coming on the nose. That's not a bad thing whatsoever. I just didn't see that one coming. I thought there was going to be a little bit of like a char, maybe a chocolate note on there.
There have been a lot of ryes that we've tasted lately that, to me, I would prefer over that.
Probably. But this comes off, though, a lot more traditional rye.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of stuff we've drank here lately is not traditional rye. And in some ways, this is a little bit more of what I like in a traditional rye.
I don't hate this at all. Like, I'm not saying that I hate it. But if I was going, like, of all the ryes I've tasted in the last little bit,
this wouldn't be. Ryes. A lot of good ryes too.
This wouldn't be in my like my top choice.
So you're definitely more bourbon.
Yeah, I would say from the 13th Colony standard releases, I would be more of the bourbon.
So I think I would lean towards bourbon. I think that's close. I really like that rye, but again,
if you're doing a pick on this, I would be interested.
Well, and their picks are like between 120 to like 135, whatever it is. Like it's
so that's what I'm saying. Like I would like to try a rye that wasn't just their standard rye.
Well, between you and me, I do have a rye pick coming that we'll be able to try and drink on. So
yeah, I love it.
Should be good. Hopefully,
I'm always game for trying his bourbon, as you all know. Mm-hmm. That should be a segment that we do in our videos. Is let's let Dave try Zach's bourbon.
You do all the time, anyways.
I do. That is
true.
True.
All you have to do.
But I like it as a segment. then it's Bourbon Kingdom, sponsored as opposed to just drinking it. I get to be sponsored by the channel of Try Zach's Bourbon.
Anyways. I like them both. I do see what Dave's talking about in the sense of this is going to be a lot more traditional. So if you're somebody who likes maybe a little bit more of like a bourbon drinker's kind of rye, this probably isn't going to be what you want.
Which is me. I'm a bourbon drinker's rye.
That's true.
Yeah.
But if you like a true kind of like traditional rye, definitely give this a shot. I think at $56-ish.
I mean, I think
it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's still even worth having.
Yeah, I agree.
As that.
And then I think the bourbon's really good.
The bourbon's solid.
Yeah,
again, a $56.
Really I'd be really happy.
If you're trying to get away from, to me, like part of the appeal of bourbon is we know what the big boys do. Like we always know what the big boys do, and so they're going to produce good stuff all the time. The trick, I think, in bourbon is trying to find companies that do good stuff outside of that.
That doesn't break the bank.
That doesn't break the bank, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I would agree.
Both of these are really solid and worth having.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and until the next time,
we'll see you.
We'll see you.